Hello kids, and welcome back to Life in the Woods and our amazing book supply. Almost like my stack of unread books in real life. Wow, wonderful. I'm going to be doing a little bit of decorating today, a little bit of planting stuff probably, and then I'll have to leave after this basically right away because we're picking up burgers today because it's my dad's birthday, and I also already made cake and I'm having a good time today. These are basically all full, okay. If there's a natural gap, I'll take it. You know, maybe this corner one I'll take out. So I'm finally more comfortable with doing it this way again. I feel like the crashes there, I don't know what was going on there, but that time is over. Oh, look at this. I love this. This is one of my favorite cabins. Very windy in here for a second. I do hope. I was playing other games and now I'm have the wrong controls in mind. Okay, we don't have any. Never mind. Okay, we take the top left one out. My dog is barking in the background. I don't know if the mic is picking it up. We love some books in this house, okay? Yeah, I don't really think we'll be reaching the library. Not gonna lie. This is, yeah. Would have been nice. But universe decided, nope. Books for every cabin, but not for the library. Because there's still this one in like the construction area that ruined the other sunroom view. There's still one cabin there that needs books. And I like just giving them a lot of books. I think it really adds something. Maybe over here we do need to add more plants in, but we've already done a pretty good job here. Yeah, settings seem to be doing fine. I'm just paranoid because today I intended to get up early, but my body was not wanting to cooperate. Yesterday, I talked about how I was really, done with having that feeling like I wasted the entire day by oversleeping a bit. By the way, today, I feel like I'm basically healthy again. My throat is still a tiny bit itchy, yes, but we're getting there. It's basically fine. So yesterday I started, attempting a good routine. Not completely my ideal routine just yet, but by 9 PM I turned off my PC, completed all my Duolingo and end of day thingies, and then the boyfriend and I went to bed and we watched 2 episodes of Friends. Now ideally after that I would like to read for a little bit just because I don't want to end my day with screen time, but work in progress, okay? Not everything is gonna happen at once. I even took my sleeping pills before going to bed and all that. And I felt super exhausted. I almost fell asleep while we were watching Friends. And then I couldn't fall asleep. Like at all. And then by 1 AM, I got out of bed again. Because I was also really craving sandwich. At 1 AM, I went downstairs, made myself a sandwich. I confused the absolute heck out of my dog. Like, she was super happy to see me, but she was also like, what are you doing here? It is 1 AM. You have not been awake at such times for a long time. Mother, why are you in the kitchen? Do you want to feed me breakfast? So there was that. I had a very nice sandwich. Sadly, all our onions seem to have gone bad, or at least the majority have, and wasn't about to grab or go into a bag of soggy onions and figure out which ones might still be good. Okay, yeah, these are the ones I was talking about. This one's so cute. Love the concept. Adorable. Very cute cabin. So yeah, I had a very nice sandwich without onions, but that's okay. I did a little bit of various things on my PC for like an hour, and then I went back to bed at around 2, maybe 2:30. And then it took me, I think, close to another hour to be able to fall asleep. And then I got up at 6 to make breakfast for the boyfriend. Almost passed out, my circulation was not having it. I don't know if it's because I'm like still, you know, not 100% full energy yet. But I don't really feel sick anymore, so I don't know. Actually, we do have some books for the library, nice. Because I don't think we have any other places here that still need books, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, somehow survived making breakfast, fell back into bed, had an alarm for 10, almost got up. Except for the fact that my actually get out of bed alarm, I didn't turn that one on. And then I wake up and it's 1 p.m. Oops. So yeah, I still got a little bit of stuff done. Like I just recorded Water Park Simulator for an hour. I made cake. I cleaned the kitchen. And I do need to clean the room too, but you know, one thing after another. Even though I'm not gonna be able to do much cleaning because I do need to edit and schedule everything still while joining my parents to pick up the food. Because that is a scary thing for them to do, and they prefer if they have a kiddo with them who knows how picking up food works. Which is fine for me, because I think I'll pop into a nearby store real quick and pick up a little bit of snack stuff. Or maybe if there's one missing there. There's also maybe one missing there then, okay. Let's fill this one up. Ah! Give me back my books. Thank you. And there's a little middle gap there. And hey, we are getting there. But the amount of tall fern that we used for all of this we'll need quite a few mega tiger biomes. Again, it's not just the library, we still have while this one is completely full, very proud of that, we do have like the little archive room back here, which I would like to have filled up too. Yeah, I'm extra like that, I guess. Okay. This area here could use some plants. Why is there nothing here? Hello? Excuse me? We need to fix that. But yeah, I am in a pretty good mood. I'm glad that I'm, you know, basically healthy again. Come on, a couple more. It's just my insomnia. It's ending me, not gonna lie. I don't know how to like deal with things if I have no energy. I can't fall asleep. My body is like super done. Like the reason I went back to bed really when I did was I was just feeling dizzy sitting here. I mean, maybe that's still a bit of the virus. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm trying to sweet talk that somehow and, you know, be able to ignore how bad things actually are. Can I please get a couple more? Okay. But to be fair, maybe I also couldn't really fall asleep because I was a little bit excited. Because the boyfriend and I are planning a vacation for next year. It's just that there are some issues with that. I booked the hotel 2 days ago. A lot of hotels, you know, they want like your card details to make sure they can hold you responsible and all that, blah blah blah. Not a problem with me. And wait. Oh god, the boyfriend texted me. He would like a different burger instead. I call. Okay, I'm going to pause this because the boyfriend doesn't want that one burger. He wants a different one, and I want to make sure he can still get that. Okay, love you. Be right back. Okay, I think I got everything. At least I texted my dad, and he's going to call the place and change the order. Okay, we'll go to bed real quick. I don't know what exactly I was talking. Yeah, okay. The hotel. I did the booking because turns out that it's just like one time frame where it isn't like too expensive. Still, honestly, really, really, really expensive, but for like where we're going, where we're staying, I don't want to say that one just yet. I'll tell it eventually, but it will be nice. It's out of country, I'll say that much. It's going to be like our first actual vacation. It would be for 11 nights, and you know, I went ahead. I tried booking that, and like for some reason, like the card authentication failed, which was a little weird to me because I never had problems with my card before. But like, okay, I guess, because it said card authentication failed, booking still confirmed or something like that. So I got like then redirected to the next site with like my, you know, you're staying from then to then and such a room type, and this is your booking confirmation number. And I never got an email. I don't know if I misspelled my email. I don't think I did. I usually pay a lot of attention to that. But that is something that happened. It's not like I'm booking a scummy hotel. Like, I think it's a 4-star hotel, okay? And I emailed them, like, basically directly after that, like, hey, hello, I'm so sorry, I had some issues with, like, my card authentication. Is there, like, a way I can, you know, make sure that gets confirmed? And also, I didn't get a confirmation email. Are you able to, like, see that in your system? Send me an email if possible, would be really nice, blah, blah, blah. I haven't gotten a reply, and it's Wednesday now, and that was on Monday. And I'm starting to freak out. Okay, my dad called and changed it, everything done. Okay, and now I'm like low-key freaking out because we're talking about a 4-digit number for that stay, and for like still a decent price, and I don't want the hotel to be booked out by then, and or like get more expensive or anything, but I'm not getting a reply, and I really, really, really don't like that. I will reach out to one of their other numbers, because I reached out directly to that location. They have like multiple locations. Because they also have like a general booking support email thingy that you can contact, though that one is more for like when you want to have someone else book your room for you, which I don't want to. I just want to, you know, have confirmation that we are actually indeed going to be able to stay there and not go to another country and then be homeless. You know, that's not directly on my list of plans or goals or anything. I would be fine to just, you know, have a room for a couple of days. I'd appreciate that one. So that has been kind of freaking me out. Even though I am excited for the vacation, it's just... I want that one, you know, actually properly... Yes, you are able to stay here and you know, this is your confirmation and everything. I don't have that. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. I need that security. And I don't have that security right now, and... It's not good. I want to be able to, you know, get on a plane. I think I just ruined something. Get on a plane and know when we land, we'll have a place to stay. Yeah, I'll reach out to the other support, I guess, tonight. Give them a couple more hours, but... First impression with the support? Not the best, but otherwise the hotel does have good reviews, so... Maybe the intern saw that email, meant to show it to their supervisor, and they forgot about that, and then that's why I haven't gotten a reply. I don't know. I just... You know, I am nervous about such things. Like, especially because I'm the one doing all the planning. It's like something my boyfriend doesn't really like doing that much, so he leaves all of that to me, which is fine. My autistic ass loves planning. But then if something goes wrong, I feel so bad, because then I feel like I'm the one who messed it up. I actually had something like that happen on the Cologne trip that we were on like 2 weeks ago. I haven't really mentioned a lot from that yet. I will with time. we ended up missing our train home. And that whole, I guess we're just talking a lot today, okay? Because I really want to get this one off my chest here. So we went from our hotel to another train station. From that train station, we would go to the main, like, central train station of Cologne, and from that one, we would go to a long one, basically sending us home. The one from our hotel to the next one went fine. No, I don't know if which numbers I'm having wrong. I think we arrived on platform 1 or 2, and we had to go to platform 3 or 4. Maybe it's the other way around, and we arrived on like 3 and had to go to 1. I don't know, but you know. So we arrived there. We're like, you know, underground. Fine. We go up the stairs. We want to go to the other platforms. And there are none. And then we run around this whole thing. We go up the stairs to like outside from one direction, and we go up the other stairs. There is no platform 3 and 4. But we need that one, and we need it in like 10 minutes in order to make it to the central station in time. Yes, we were there when we arrived, but we went on so many different, like, S-Bahn, U-Bahn, and like everything. Like, it was, I forgot about it, okay? Full on honesty. And I feel really bad that I didn't plan in more time for that train transfer, but I thought it would be a normal train station where all the platforms are basically next to each other and everything has proper signs. It's not like there was a sign, oh, you're looking for other platforms, you need to go there. No, we went outside again. And then my boyfriend recognized that on top of a bridge, like 200, 300 or more meters away, you take an elevator up, and that is where platform 3 and 4 is. Is that listed anywhere? No. I'm talking about Cologne West, in case anyone's interested. So I think then our train was right there, that we could have went on. The issue is the elevator opened. Elderly person on a wheelchair came out. In front of us there was someone. Another elderly person on a wheelchair who took up all the space in the elevator. And look, I'm not judging, but that made us miss the train. So I'm already panicking by that point, trying not to cry, because again, I'm the one who planned this, and now we might miss the train. And I feel really bad. If my boyfriend isn't home in time and like gets some rest, and then he's going to be exhausted for his work the next day, and then that will be my fault, and then I will be a horrible girlfriend, you know? Even though he kept reassuring me that it's okay and these things happen. So thankfully, from the previous Cologne trip where I went on with my dad prefers going with taxis everywhere because he doesn't like public transport. I wonder why. It's not like that's a complete mess. So in case we wouldn't have been able to get a taxi from the concert venue to like get back to a hotel, then I downloaded like this Germany-wide taxi app. And I still had that on my phone, so I quickly went on there and we got a taxi within like 3 minutes, and the guy, oh, that was the best taxi driver I've had in my entire life. Super kind, sped through a red light, like 10 kilometers per hour over the speed limit, basically. And like he wished us so, very friendly, wished us luck that we can still catch our train. And we didn't. We didn't even see it, we didn't hear it. We were too late. And another nice thing is, like, I think the day or the day before that, I even got a seat reservation in to make sure that we would be comfortable on the long journey home. And like the train tickets home were also, I think, around €80. 10 for like the seat reservation. I felt awful. And so we go to like the little like service people at the front of the train station. Nothing against them, but this dude did not understand the concept of how we are able to be here if we did not get the previous train. Because we told him that we missed the train from Cologne West to the central station. But he's like, well, you're here, then how did you miss the other train? And we were like, yeah, we got a taxi because we were hoping we'd still be able to make it in time and not lose that. And he was like, well, you need to go to like the Deutsche Bahn service center. And by then I was crying a bit harder because my first impression was, okay, these people are not helpful. They don't understand that, you know, you maybe did spend another $15 in hopes of making your, for my little jobless self, expensive train connection. Like, apparently that just wasn't a thing in his mind. Apparently that was nothing anyone has ever done in all of his years of working there. I don't know. Maybe it was his first day. I hope it was his first day. So we go over to the other thing. I'm like trying not to cry, but it's hard. This guy goes, oh god, what's the problem here? But not like in a negative way, like super nice and like, you know, we'll figure this out. So then we get sent to this other person and this lady. I don't know if it was my crying face. My boyfriend says my pretty crying face. In my opinion, it was just an ugly tear-stained face, but he says pretty and cute. Opinions may differ there. And I like try to explain how we live in the middle of nowhere. We don't have public transport in this train station there. It was so confusing. Why would you put the other platforms across the entire city basically and not have any signs indicating where to find them? And like, I just hated it. Like, I was just like babbling away. And she did it. What's the right word? Let me look this up, okay? We need to improve our words thing here. Okay, dictionary. Kulanz. Goodwill. Fair dealing. Obligingness. Form a business or you know, she didn't have to, but she did it because she was nice. She gave us new tickets for free, including a seat reservation. The stone that was lifted off my heart by knowing we have a way to go home and we didn't have to pay more for that. So yeah, Cologne was an adventure. I should really get something done. We're not doing anything. I feel bad. There was also something else that happened, and I guess if we're already having a big story time here today, I might as well say that. So, Cologne, our first night there, you know, hotel room's pretty nice, bed is honestly kind of comfortable, but my insomnia self obviously still having some issues to fall asleep. I have them at home in my bed that I know. Well, even though the bed is still kind of new, I miss my old bed. But, you know, I'm trying to get used to this. There's all these noises from like the street. Occasionally I heard heels tapping to another room on our floor. It was different. It was hard for me to fall asleep. And then I woke up. Because it turns out our hotel was on fire. I experienced an actual fire alarm for the first time in my life. So imagine this. It's 2 a.m. by then. We wake up and we hear a fire alarm go off. But we hear nothing else. Nothing in the hallway. Like, no, like, you know, it seems like ours is malfunctioning. Because obviously that's the only thing that ever happens with fire alarms. Fire isn't real. It doesn't happen. Or at least it doesn't happen to you. You read about it in the news, sure. But to yourself, you don't experience such things. No, that doesn't happen. At least from my experience. So, we're like, yeah, we were trying to see if our phone had like the direct dial reception button, which it didn't, but it was noted on like the little info paper on the desk. The thing is, we had stuff on there, so we didn't see that. So the boyfriend's like, yeah, okay, I'll just go down there and tell them what's going on. So he opens the door, and again, like I said before, I did hear someone walking in the hallway on heels. That was audible. The fact that the entire building was blasting with fire alarms, didn't hear that. So that is when we go Oh, I don't think our fire alarm is being funky. I think the hotel is on fire. So, when we arrived at the hotel, the boyfriend was super happy that we were on the top floor. Because, you know, we don't have anyone making noise above us. Being on the top floor isn't as fun when it's 2 AM and you have to run down 7 floors, each with like 2 or 3 stairs. So we did that, and then on like the 4th or maybe 3rd floor, we started smelling smoke. So that was something. So then we all waited outside. Half of the hotel was in pajamas. But then the fire department arrived very quickly. It doesn't seem like anyone was injured. There was a ambulance. I didn't see anyone needing that. So that's good. And then after like 10 or 15 minutes of being outside, we were allowed back in. The thing that is really confusing to me, it wasn't like, oh, people on this floor, please stay outside for a little bit longer. No, everyone was allowed back in right away. So I really wonder what happened. So we talked to the reception the next day, because obviously I want the tea, I need the gossip. I think the hotel was just trying to save their name. I don't know what happened. What they said doesn't make sense to me or the boyfriend. According to the hotel, there was, which is actually something that you did hear a lot at night, like motorcycles being really loud and like drifting on the street. According to the reception, one of the motorcycles was drifting, like right in front of the hotel, even though there's still quite a big sidewalk. And then the smoke from that came into the door and set off the fire alarm. Now maybe that is something that could happen. But then why did I smell smoke as I was running down as the fire alarm went off? And why did I even feel smoke in my eyes? I don't think a motorcycle did that and it magically appeared on like the 3rd or 4th floor. Just saying. I don't know what happened. I wish I knew what happened. I don't know if someone left like a curling iron lying on the bed, or if they were setting up fireworks in their room. I don't know. But the next day, when we were in the queue for the concert, I was on Reddit and I was reading this one post about someone who had turned on an electric kettle and ended up forgetting about it, which is usually fine, you know, because they shut off automatically. Apparently this time it didn't, and the kettle started smoking. We do have kettles in our rooms in that hotel, so I'm wondering if maybe that is something that happened. But I don't know what happened, and that's something that's going to bother me to the rest of time. Until the day I die, I will be wondering, what was setting off that alarm? What happened? Like, it must have been something that, you know, you could actually smell the smoke from the stairway, but I don't know what it was, and I hate that. I need the gossip. God damn it. So yeah, that's my Cologne experience. There was also this one time we were waiting for a train. You know, the weather not super summery, but you know, if you're wearing a hoodie, you're comfortable and you're not freezing. We had a jogger jog by as we were sitting there waiting for the train. That's something that happens, right? Except for the fact that the only thing this jogger was wearing was bathing pants and like this hiking backpack. We're not sure if he was wearing shoes. I don't remember. I just remember being very confused by this half-naked man in like his 50s or 60s jogging in front of me, wearing basically nothing, or not a weather-appropriate outfit. That was Cologne. It was wonderful. I had a good time. Don't recommend experiencing actual fire alarms because we had to walk back up the stairs. Like, we weren't really sure if we could take the elevator, and also there were like all these other people, so I'm assuming if the elevator was fine to use, someone was already in it. So we had to walk back up those 7 levels. That was a workout, let me tell you. That was the universe being like, oh, Kiwi, you said you're considering to start exercising before Cologne, but you don't want to have sore muscles when you're in Cologne. How about you get them while you are in Cologne anyway? Haha. Yeah, that was something that happened. Yeah, this yapping felt good. But yeah, that was the trip. It was wonderful. We had a lot of good food, did some nice shopping, had some like quality couple time, and overall it was really, really nice. Could have missed out on the fire alarm, not gonna lie. Like, for someone who's like, I love my stuff, okay? I'm a maximalist. I feel very attached to everything. I don't know if that's the autism or if that's just me, but I love my stuff. And leaving a hotel that has fire alarms going off, and then you notice that, okay, there is actually a fire here apparently as you're going down, and you know your stuff is up there. It was scary. I know it's just materialistic things can be replaced, your life can't. I know, but much stuff. So yeah, that is something that happened. I'm gonna end this here. I need to leave in a little bit and get burgers. Really excited for that. I was hoping I'd record more today, but hey, I think the yapping was necessary. And it also shows my throat is doing better. Love that. Thank you guys for being here. Stay safe. And if you're ever somewhere in public and hear a fire alarm going off, open your door first to see if it's like anything else or if it's just yours malfunctioning, because maybe yours isn't malfunctioning and there's an actual fire. And then please stay safe. Your stuff can be replaced. You can't be replaced. Or at least not yet. And maybe AI can do that in a couple more months, but let's hope not. Thank you for listening to the yapping. Take enough time when you're planning vacations for train transfers and weird train stations that you can't quite imagine. Because there's always going to be something that can surprise you. Stay hydrated, go get some good food, stay healthy, stay happy, take your meds, stay vitamins, and yeah, I'm super happy. Goodbye!